Obviously, there is no other voice to offset the quality of my voice. Perhaps not the best thing for a host of a podcast, but nevertheless, I am here presenting information. Again, the voice is getting better. I've been assured by my medical team that the voice will come back and be strong. So let's all look forward to that. Anyway, so yesterday was a big day of racing. Obviously, the two stars that came out of that were from the Rachel Alexandra. Bella Ballerina won impressively. Looks to be a big contender in the Kentucky Oaks on the first Friday in May. Also, in the Risen Star, no question, the star of the day was Paladin. Came out of that with 50 points. So that's basically a win and you're in type situation there in the Risen Star. Most of our prep races moving forward for the Kentucky Derby anyway are going to be 50 points. So you're going to see a lot of activity in the leaderboard shaping up as we get closer to May. Again, it's still a little ways away, quite a ways away. There are a number of huge prep races coming up. We'll talk about those as well. Get those out to you when we see how they're coming up and shaping up. But let's talk about how we did yesterday in our podcast that we review races 8 to 12 quickly from the fairgrounds. Race 8, we were all over the 1 and the 4. If you looked at our pick 5 ticket, we did hit the pick 5, didn't pay very much. Ticket cost $150, it paid out $172, so we didn't lose, but we'll talk about how some of the horses we liked could have kind of helped us out. In the first leg, we had the 1 and the 4. The 4 won impressively. Expensive Queen. We touted this horse on the podcast if you watched it yesterday because of the fact that Luis Saez was back on the horse again. This horse has only raced in North America 3 times. This was the 4th time racing in North America. Saez was on this horse both times for the victory. One time it had a bad race when it did have Lasix, so it was back on Lasix. So that was a big hit there. And that horse, I believe, that horse paid $10.40 for the win. That was the biggest pay, I think the biggest pay for their sequence in terms of who came in first. The exacta only paid $22.20, so that wasn't obviously a huge number for an exacta. But for the most part, the sequence played out pretty chalky. Let's go to race 9, the Mineshaft Stakes, which was a grade 3 race, a mile and 16th on the dirt. That race was won by, not a surprise either, Hit Show. Hit Show was expected to win. Paid $4.20 to come in first. The exacta only paid $11.20. So again, that didn't pay much. Our horse we talked about and made a case for was Accelerise. Only horse that had speed rating, came in second, only paid $3.20 for second place. That's why the exacta was only worth $11.20. But we thought that horse was going to get the lead. He didn't have the lead, had Brisnet speed figures that gave this horse a strong front running pace scenario, but Hit Show was just too good. Flavor Pratt was in Saudi Arabia, so he had a different jockey. Johnny Velasquez took the mount for her and gave this horse a great ride. Good ride to come in second, but certainly if that horse had come in first, that would have spiced up obviously the payout in the pick 5. So we go to race 10, which was the Fairground Stakes at grade 3, mile and 1/8 on turf. Once again, we had some horses we talked about. This is a spread race for us. We did spread a little bit in this race. We used the number 6 Montador, the number 8, I'd Rather Be Blessed. We talked a little bit and faded on Brilliant Birdie and Laganos, but Laganos ended up winning that race impressively, not surprising, and paid a decent first paid $9.40. The exacta paid $28.40. That was the highest exacta in the sequence. So you could see that race being a wide open spread type race. It paid off in the exacta a little bit more so for $2. It paid $28.40. But Laganos looked very good in that race. Well, let's talk about the 2 big races. The 11th race, the Rachel Alexander. We were in love, no pun intended, with the number 6, Love Your Neighbor. Big jockey upgrade to Luis Saez. Blinkers were on for the last 2 workouts. The horse looked impressively working out. All the reports that came back about the workouts were that this horse looked like a different animal with the blinkers on. And Louis Hayes gave this horse a great ride. Bella Ballerina was just too good. Bella Ballerina came in first, paid Okay, hopefully, hey, we're live again. Sorry about that. I'm going to Optimum right as soon as we got a new camera, got a new computer, got everything upgraded. Now going to upgrade our internet so this doesn't happen again. I apologize for losing our connection once again, but we're back. So we're getting ready to talk about the last race in the sequence, which was the 12th race, the Risen Star. Again, won by Paladin. Obviously, that horse is going to be a big favorite. It looks like in the Kentucky Derby. Going to get in the Kentucky Derby. Most of the prep races now are 50 points, which means basically it's a win. It's a win and you're in. So that should work out pretty good. If we get that win and you're in, if you're a winner in the next, I think most of the rest of the Kentucky Derby prep race are 50 points. It's essentially a win and you're in. So that was pretty much the payouts for yesterday. We obviously, and a lot of people like the number 7 in the Risen Star. Courting just didn't fire. It didn't look like the horse was ready to run that day. It doesn't mean that horse is out. Again, my pick in the Derby remains nearly Scheduled probably, I think, to run on March 28th down at Gulfstream Park. Looking forward to see that horse run again to see how that works out. So anyway, there is two prep races today. There's a Sunland Derby, at Sunland Park, the Derby, with a nice field of 8, 6:17, 20 points, 6:17 p.m., 20 points to the winner in the Sunland Park Derby. The Sunland Park Oaks is going off a little bit earlier at 5:15, race 7. That also has 20 points for the winner towards the Kentucky Oaks. So there's some action today. Obviously, yesterday there was the Saudi Arabia Cup, won by, most impressively, by Forever Young. Once again, Nisos came in second. American horse runners made a nice run in many of the races that day. Some of the winners, I know Reef Runner John Costin, one of his favorite horses, with Irad Ortiz, made a nice run, closed out a 4-5 favorite to win that race. Great to see Irad Ortiz again. I know Captain Obvious statement, one of the best jockeys out there. Looked tremendous, obviously, to bring that horse home. Reef Runner, big time closer, and looked good in that race. Interesting. Next week, there is from the Meydan Race Course a 50-point International Oaks race. 50 points is going to go to the winner of that race at Meydan Race Course, the UAE Oaks. It's on Sunday. It might be Friday, maybe the 20th. I think it's on Friday the 20th, which is interesting. It might be early in the morning again, like the other races were. So be sure to get up early on Friday and check that out. 50 points going to the winner of that towards the Oaks the first Friday in May. Big news today. Big news. Hope you're going to check it out at Gulfstream Park. Mandatory pick 6 payout starting with race 6 in 2:57 Eastern time. 5 million expected to be in the pool. That's a decent amount of money. So I would say get out your highlighters, get out your pen and pencils, make some noise, get some chalk done. No, we don't want chalk. I was going to say get some chalk out, but we don't use chalkboards anymore. That was maybe back in the day, back in St. Anthony's High School or any Catholic school that chalk was used. Anyway, wow, really making me sound old right there. Anyway, so yeah, Rainbow Pick 6 mandatory payout, Gulfstream Park. Got to get there. Definitely want to see that. There it is, right there. The mandatory Rainbow Pick 6. Got some, people talking about singling a horse here and there. I don't know. If it's a $5 million pot pool, you may want to think about going a little bit deeper than single. But that's going to separate you. If you single a horse that maybe no one else has, that could separate you and put you in a position. But definitely going to take a look at that and break that down. Also want to take a minute to thank our sponsors once again, Case's Pork Roll and the Vape Shop, as well as our big sponsor, Brisnet.com. Certainly want to keep them in mind and check them out with some great handicapping information that they have. Certainly we use it all the time. I'm going to use it this afternoon when I break down this late pick 6 at Gulfstream Park. No doubt about it, there's going to be some information I'm going to get from Brisnet.com that'll give me some insight into horses that may give me an edge, may help me separate from the rest of the handicappers in the pari-mutuel system that we deal with here in America. Anyway, so once again, thanks for tuning in. I apologize for the breaking away again. Don't know what's going on with that, but I'll be heading over to Optimum as soon as I say goodbye to find out how to upgrade my Wi-Fi so I don't have that happening again. It's certainly uncomfortable and makes for not a fun thing. I apologize to the viewers who were cut off, but we're back again now. We're going to end it right now. Again, be sure to check us out. We are on Sports Talk Media Network, on multiple streaming apps and social channels. Be sure to check us out. At the bottom, as you've seen, we've had our show schedule running the whole time we've been on here. Obviously, we'll be back Monday and Wednesday, either me or myself and John, doing a Brisnet Play of the Day. We'll be back again Friday for our happy hour at 12:30, 3 o'clock. I always want to start the happy hour earlier. Nothing wrong with that. But the happy hour Friday is at 3 p.m. That show will be at 3 p.m. On Saturday, we'll have 12:30 talking about any of the prep races, and we'll look at where we want to lay our hat down and lay our head on whatever late pick 5 we're going to be looking at. So good luck. If you do play that Gulfstream Park mandatory payout pick 6, good luck. Remember to cheer hard, bet smart, cheer hard. Fast horses can equal some serious fun, I guarantee that. And in the end, no matter what happens, just remember, just let them run. Let them run.